Hello everyone, this is Helios Raven. I tell you how I do it, even if you don't care. And we're going to continue with our in-depth look into the Chaos Forces with the continuing of their cruiser list. And the next on our list is the Devastation class cruiser. Now this one's, I would consider, a nice defensive, ordnance controlling cruiser because it does have, it does have launch bays with two squadrons on its left and its right side, which can either be fighters, bombers, or assault boats, or a mixture of the two. So it's really great if you want to be very ordnance heavy. It's got two lances on its left and its right side with range 60 centimeters, and it's got weapon batteries of 6, which a range of 30 centimeters, 6 strength, front, left, right arc. And like I said, this is another good support cruiser. I'd keep it with something heavier like a Grand Cruiser or a battleship, and just have it launch waves and waves of ordnance, trying to deal with any nasty torpedoes or taking care of heavy cruisers with their bombers, or just making a cover screen with fighters to protect bigger ships that are in the fray. So that's probably where I'd put this ship, in something in that field. It can hold well on its own, but I think that this ship serves better more as trying to defend something else, which kind of in turn protects it from some of the heavier damage that could possibly get to it. So that's what I probably would say, is this is really great if you want lots of ordnance control and need something to help give some backbone, give some additional force for something bigger that you're trying to defend, like your flagship or something. The next ship on our lot is the Marauder class cruiser, and this again I would probably consider a really nice close combat ship. It's not great with ordnance defense because it only has 2 turrets, so if a heavy silo comes in on it, it's gonna get screwed, but that's it can still survive pretty much. It can still defend itself. And this guy's got weapon battery systems of power 10 on its left and right side at 45 centimeters, and then a POW lance at 60 centimeters with power 2 front. So this again is one of these ships that you kind of want to get closer to the enemy with to really utilize that amount of dice that it's rolling to blast its enemies out of the stars. So again, this ship is something you'd want to get really close with. It's can do a little bit of long-range combat, but again, this guy's more leaning towards the fact that since it has weapon batteries which excel at close-range combat, you want to get this guy really in close. So this is something, again, you'd probably bring in right into the front, send it straight down the line, and then get it as close as you can to really pelt into the side of any enemy ship, giving it softening it up for the heavy hitters in the back coming after it, since this is a little bit faster than some of the other ships. Well, as cruisers go, since cruisers are faster than the Grand Cruisers and the battleships. Also note the Plague Claw and the Despicable Ecstasy can be armed with firepower 4 and strength 2 45 centimeter range lances on their gun docks at no extra cost. Firepower 4 and strength 2 45 centimeter range lances on their gun decks for no extra points. So they're basically saying you can get what looks like two extra lances, one 4 and strength, firepower 4 and strength 2 at range 45 degrees. So if you really want to give this guy a little bit more close long-range combat capability, you can, if it's the Plague Claw or the Despicable Ecstasy. Which, again, if you're following those rules, if not, then any of these ships can really do that kind of rule. And it's still pretty nice. You can get it. You can start getting it to do some heavy-hitting lance shots if you really wanted to. So that's that for that one. Like I said, I'd probably consider this more of a close combat type of ship, so it's something you don't want to keep weighing in the back. This is something you want to get right in the front lines as fast as you can to really do some heavy damage with it and get its points worth out of it. Now, our next ship is the Carnage, the Carnage class cruiser. Now, the Carnage class cruiser again has its weakness of only having 2 turrets, but it's still, again, that's not bad. It's better than no turrets at all. This one is, I'd probably consider, this one's all close combat, really. Mostly because it's got lances, like, it can do long range if you really need it to. So, like, if you're trying to get a little, if you're trying to go, a little lighter on the points and you're trying to save up, you'd probably want to get a Carnage to do your long range weaponry, because it's got one set of weapon batteries on its left and right side that are strength 10, 45 centimeter range, strength 6, sorry, 45 centimeter range. Then it's got another silo of weapon batteries at 60 centimeter range, strength 4 on its left and its right side. And then it has another weapon battery system at 60 centimeters at range 6 and its front to left right arc. So this thing, again, it's got a lot of weapon power. It's got a long range, but again, this one is more, you want to get those weapon batteries pretty close. But, like I said, weapon batteries do roll a lot of dice, so this does have a long range. So if you're really strapped for points and you really don't want to bother trying to find any Lancy type of vehicles to do your long range rolls, then definitely the Carnage class is the one that to pick, because this one, it's mostly armed with weapon batteries, but it has enough of them at pretty high enough strength where it can do the long range roll with no problem whatsoever to its factors, and do the roll pretty well in that fact as well. And also, you can also go with the, if you still want to go with the long range route, is the Slaughter class cruiser. This one's also pretty good with that. It's also faster than the other ships. It's got a speed of 30 centimeters, so it's a little bit quicker, so it can get in the fray faster. It's got 2 lances with 30 centimeter range on its left and its right sides, and then it's got 30 range centimeter weapon batteries on its left and on its right with strength 8, and then a strength 6 one that can fire left, right, front. So this guy is really good at getting into close combat, so you probably want to run him up the middle and really just let loose, because he does have a lot of dice that he's rolling. He can also get up to 14 dice, a total of 14 shots with this, which results in a lot of dice when firing against battleships. So if you can't afford to get the Grand Cruiser in, then this is a really nice supplement for the Grand Cruiser, because it can pack just as big a punch as the Grand Cruiser can. Also, this thing has improved thrusters, which allows it to move 5d6 additional on all-ahead full special order. So this thing is, there's really no point in not getting this thing in the close combat, because it can get there really fast. So you just go, boom, right up the middle, get up there and unleash all righteous fury or unholy fury in case of chaos with this thing, because once it gets in the close combat, it will be just as good as the Grand Cruiser is in close combat, because there are points where you can get it up to 14, a total of 14 weapons if you fire on its left or its right. You can't get it on both sides like the Grand Cruiser can, but still, if getting up against one shot getting 14 weapon battery damage and the other getting 8 plus 2 land shots, not a bad deal. I'd probably go with it. And so, like I said, if you really want a nice, cheap close combat cruiser, then the Slaughter class cruiser is the one definitely to get for that kind of fielding firepower. And going on, that is it for our look at the cruiser classes, and we're going to continue on with escorts in our next video. So until next time, this is Helios Raven signing off.